Hello, everybody. How are you doing? We are going to jump right into this information. I'm going to see how many of you are going to hop on. When you hop on, say hello and let me know where you're tuning in from so I can give you a shout out. So all this week, we're talking about things dealing with essential oils. For all the ones out there right now who are curious about essential oils, that is what we're talking about. Please make sure that you watch the previous videos because it is an all-week series on all things essential oils. And I hope I clear up some of the confusion out there about essential oils. So with that being said, this may be the first time you're actually seeing my video and you're like, who is this girl? Well, anyway, my name is Tina. I am your homeschooling and oils consultant. I help you get your pesky little icky little emotions under control using plant-based therapeutic products. So let's jump back into the topic at hand. Tonight, we're going to talk about do essential oils work? Now, that is the million-dollar question. Do they work? Do they work? So with the information that I'm going to be giving you today, you're going to come to your own conclusion about whether or not do they work. We're going to talk about topics of where do you buy, confusions, FDA, categories of essential oils, the source, the promise, do your homework, and also contact me if you want to know more information. So let's jump right into this topic. We're going to talk about where do you buy. Like I was telling you yesterday, there are so many different areas in which you can buy essential oils are, and that's why the regular consumer like you and I, we are very, very confused on where to actually buy essential oils, and we are confused with the labels. The labels actually confuse a lot of people because we feel as a consumer, if something has pure and therapeutic, that should be the case. But if you don't do your homework, you will find that a lot of things are not, even though they're labeled a certain way, that does not necessarily mean it to be that way. Hey, Anna. So many of you are one essential oil that many people are familiar with, whether you are a person who uses essential oils or not, mostly everybody know about lavender. And that's usually one of the most popular essential oils. And normally when people get essential oils, they look at stuff online. They go to online stores. They go to farmers markets. They go to buy their oils in bulk. And they notice that when they buy online, they see that you can get a huge bottle of essential oil for $4 or $10. And you're trying to figure out, it says pure therapeutic. So I'm not going to go with this company because I can get a whole lot of it from online. I can get all my stuff online. Well, yeah, you can get a lot of stuff online, but you need to be careful about your essential oil purchases online. So why is all this confusion? Why is it that a company can say that an oil is 100% pure therapeutic and that necessarily is not the case? Hey, Realum. Hey, Jessica. The reason why is because within the United States, there is no rating system for essential oils. Now, what does that mean? That means that I'm just gonna be honest, a lot of shady people can say something and it's not actually as accurate as it may seem. Now, let me give an example. The FDA within the United States, now I'm talking about the United States now, not another country. In the United States, there is no rating for the system of essential oils. The closest thing that we can get to with essential oils is getting which is the FDA requirement. That's what we're talking about right here, the FDA requirement. Now, in order to fall into the FDA requirement of being able to label or call your oils pure and therapeutic, you only have to have at least 5% of that essential oil in that particular bottle or in that particular product. Yes. So many times you can see, because of the regulation situation, you can see that some companies will have, say for example, you have lavender and you see it for very, very cheap and you're trying to figure out why. And the reason why is because they can actually put 5% of pure lavender essential oil inside a bottle And then after that, they can fill it with all kind of chemicals and solvents and additives in it. But being that they already have 5% essential oil in it, they can technically say it's pure because it started with the pure content. So you know they just hoodwinked you. They just did it. They just hoodwinked you. Let me see. Rhythm says, I'm making dinner while tuning in. Online class is great. Oh, thank you, Rhythm. So that's why you need to be careful on where you buy your essential oils. And that's why so many consumers are confused about essential oils, because we're just going by the labels and we're not doing our homework. And it's not really protecting the consumer, because we feel like if it's on a shelf or we can go buy it from somewhere and it says pure therapeutic, we feel like it should be true, right? So technically some companies, I'm not calling out names because that's not what I do. I'm not calling out names, but they can technically, up under the FDA requirement, as long as they have 5% of the pure essential oil in there, no matter how much other mess they add into it, they can say it's pure. So that's why you need to do your homework. Jessica said, yes. Rhythm said, I know one brand I won't purchase after a horrible experience. Yes, I learned that the hard way, because the company that I use now, I absolutely love. I almost turned against essential oils in the past because of all my bad experiences with other so-called essential oil companies. And I didn't do the research. I didn't know. I just trusted the labels. You have to make sure you do your homework, not only on the essential oils that you're going to use, but also the company who produces the essential oils. We're going to get a little bit more into that. But now that we know where do you buy, we know that most people buy oils online or for farmer markets or from wholesalers and stuff like that. And that's not really a wise thing to do, because you can't really check the sources very, very well. And in some cases, you can't at all. And now, number two, we already talked about the confusion. The reason why we are so confused. Hey, Alkia, if I'm saying it right. I'm sorry if I misspell your name. Mispronounce your name. The reason why we're so confused is because the regular consumer, which is you and I, we feel like if they put it on the shelf or it's online and it says pure therapeutic, we feel like it should be the case. It should be what it says it is. And that's not always the case. Hey, Janet. And now we know why the case is, because the FDA only requires 5% of the essential oil to be in a bottle or in a product in order to say that it's pure, because it started as a pure essential oil, 5% of it. And then they add all the other junky stuff that we're not aware of. We're just going by the label. And we're confused. The consumers are confused. And we wonder why it's so many different variations of price and size when it's in reference with essential oils. And they're like flooded everywhere. So you need to do your homework. The next thing we're going to talk about is the categories of essential oils. Did you know that it's various categories of essential oils, and which category you buy your oils in is very, very important, and it affects the quality of your essential oil. So let's talk about category 1, or A. Let's see. Jessica said, yes, you don't want to be filling your child lungs with junk, especially if you're using a humidifier, etc. Yes, we have to be super duper careful and do our homework on whatever we buy, especially when we're consuming it or even putting it in our bodies or putting it in the air. We want to make sure the company is doing what they say they're doing and make sure that our stuff don't have the junky stuff in it. So category A, this is the essential oil that is the pure therapeutic essential oil made from grown organically with plants. Is distilled at the right temperatures, because believe it or not, products have to be distilled at a certain temperature in order for it to be of high quality. So that is the true authentic grade A. There are some essential oils out there that are pure, but you have to do your homework. That's the kind of grade that we want to have. But now let's get down to B. Now, B is the essential oils that you see their category, or they fall into food grade essential oils. Now, they're a little bit, they're not good as A, but they're not bad as C and D. But they still add synthetics, pesticides, fertilizers, chemical extenders, and carrier oils that are not good quality oils. So basically what that means, if you have no understanding of what that means, they are, when they in the B category, when they're growing their trees or their plants or their shrubs to make, or have their resin to make the essential oil, they're using pesticides and they're using fertilizers that has different chemicals in it. So yes, they're making essential oils, but they have all kind of other junky stuff in it on top of that that really defeat the purpose. If you're going to make a pure essential oil, why in the world are you going to use why are you going to grow your products in fertilizer that's reeked with toxins and chemicals? It just don't make sense. Janet says the labeling system by gas is ridiculous. Have to do so. You have to do your research. Can't trust the labels. The labeling system used by FDA stinks. Yes. Thank you for sharing your opinion with me. And after this video, you guys can read all the comments, because the reason why we feel this way on a lot of different things is because we have done the research. And most consumers, we don't do the research. We automatically feel like, and it should be this way, that we could trust the labels, but that's not always the case. So now we're going to go on to C. Now C is the essential oils that most of us experience. C and D, sad to say, is the grade of oil that most of us experience as the consumer. Based on where we buy our products from. So the C grade is perfume oils. We use it because it smells good. It contains adulterated chemicals in it. It has solvents in it, hexane, and it usually have between 80 to 95% of alcohol in it, which basically is an extender trying to extend the essential oil like more. And when you do your research, you will find out. And yeah, Jessica said a lot of people do it because it's cheaper. Cheaper is not always better, especially when you're dealing with your body now. And so you see with this, a lot of the things in this grade C and the chemicals and the toxins and the stuff that they put in it, it has been known with studies. This is not what Tina's saying. It has been known with studies that they have had properties that could cause cancer or may cause cancer. So that's something, some food for thought for you to think about. That's why it's so important that when we're buying stuff, we need to do our homework on it, because we don't want to be trying to do something healthy for our bodies and then come around and find out later that the very thing that we was using that's supposed to be helping us on our health and wellness journeys is actually deterring us on our health and wellness journey, because the label is not true and you don't know how to do your homework. So that's why I'm doing this, so that you guys will know. Now, by any means, I am not a doctor. This video is for informational purposes only. I just want to shed some light on essential oils. So now we're going to go to the D. This is the worst grade of essential oils. This is what we see a lot online. That's when you see a big old bottle of lavender essential oil and you only paying $4 for it or $10 for it. And it's like 4 and 5 ounces. And you're saying, ooh, I don't want to buy that because I can get this for 4 ounces for $4 or $10. Well, it's a reason. It's called Flora water. Basically, it started as grade A, but they distilled it and overused it and overused it and overused it. Then add more solvents and add more chemicals in it and extenders in it. And then you left with the junk, the trash that's left over from them, over processing it too much. And you're left with Flora water, which is just junk basically. Jessica says they make it cheap, so they sell it cheap. People may assume cheap is better, but that's not always the case. I love this video. Oh, I'm glad that you're enjoying the video. So this is what we see as a consumer, mostly C and D. Now, this leftover trash water that's in D, it has a lot of different things in it. But the sad thing about it is they can still label it as pure and therapeutic. Yes, because guess what? It still falls into the FDA requirement of 5% essential oil. So as long as it has at least 5% of the pure essential oil, they can label it pure and therapeutic. And as a consumer, we're clueless. We're thinking we're getting a quality product, Or we're thinking maybe because this product is a little bit more expensive, well, I'm being a savvy bargain shopper. I can go over here and get this right here for this price, and I can get more for my money. Honey, when you're dealing with your body, you do your research, because cheaper is not always better. And remember these regulations. You want to make sure that the company that you're going to use is making sure that they up in this A category, not B, not C, not D, because you're using it for your family and your body and everything like that. And you do not want to be in a B, C, D category, because it's defeating the purpose if you're using B, C, and D, because you're putting more chemicals in your body. It don't make sense. Ritlin says, how well can we ever trust labels? Yeah, that's why I said you have to do your research, not only on the product, but also the company and their values and how they process their essential oils and their products in general. You need to do your research on that. Now we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you an example of the D, the grade A. This is about 5% of apple juice. As you can see, this is apple juice. Now, this can be compared to 5% essential oil. This is real, pure, organic apple juice, because I try to drink the best stuff from the best source, because it's putting it in my body. Now this is 5%, right? After I put 80 to 95%, just imagine that this water is all the solvents, chemicals, and pesticides. Now look, technically, this is still apple juice, right? It started from an organic source. Didn't it start from an organic source? You saw I started with 5% apple juice under the FDA requirement. That's all you need. I can slap a label on this and say, come and get this pure organic apple juice. And technically, it's pure and organic. But look what happens once you add all the junk. Now, this is water, but once you add all the junk in it, what's left? Do you have more of the junk or more of the pure organic therapeutic? You have more junk, right? So that's the same thing that most companies are doing with essential oils. And as a consumer, we're clueless about it. Let's see. Good analogy. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Jennifer, she said, you need to put this on your YouTube channel, best essential oils video I have ever seen. Oh, thank you, Jessica. And I really appreciate all of you guys interacting with me, because it makes for, I just like knowing that I'm helping, because I'm doing this in order to help, because I know a lot of people are confused about essential oils, and I was too. That's why I'm trying to explain to you from what I learned. Now, you need to check your source. You need to check your source. When I say check your source, that just simply means you need to check the company that you're buying from. You need to check their process of how they process essential oils. Do they grow their products in fertilizer that has weed solvents, have chemicals in it? Do they overextend their product? Do they over-harvest on their land? All of those factors plays a very, very big, intricate part in the whole process or the quality of your essential oil. Now, let me just talk to you a little bit about the reason why you want grade A. Grade A is what you're searching for, but grade A is hard to find because you are flooded on social media and the websites and everything with B, C, and a whole lot of D. C and D, you see that all the time. You see it everywhere you go, even when you walk into regular stores. You see that, and so that's why you're confused. But I hope this video helped you not be confused about that. So make sure that you do your homework, you do your sources, making sure that the company that you choose to get your essential oils from, that they have some ethics, some morals, that they grow their products in a certain way. Make sure where their farms are, how they grow their product. Do they over harvest on the land? Because all of that plays a big part in it. Do they hand pick the weeds around their product? Because a lot of people use weed killer. Weed killer is a no-no when it's dealing with your body, because it has been known to cause different health ailments with individuals. Look on the news. Just look up a certain weed killer, and it's known to cause certain things that's terrible on the human body. Look it up for yourself. But You want to also be with a company that has a promise of quality, a promise of that they're going to do the best for their consumer, because we're like a family. We want to make sure you get a best product, and you're not having all those pesticides, those chemicals, all those extra little stuff in it. The company that I use, we have a seed to seal promise, that the things are harvested at the peak of ripeness, and they never over harvest the land. They never put any solvents. They hand pick the weeds out. They grow things or never use any chemicals. They never use any pesticides. They do everything at the peak. They distill at proper temperatures, and they do not rush the process. So if a tree takes 30 years to grow after they plant the seeds, guess what? They're going to take 30 years. They're going to harvest it in 30 years. So you don't want to get a company that's going to push the process just for the sake of making more money and extending a product. They're going to make sure that they give you the best quality ever. And then the next one, which I already kind of talked about, it was do your homework. Do your homework about essential oils. If you want to talk to me about essential oils, I would love to help you start your health and wellness journey. Ritlin said, I'm about to get Facebook grounded again. Too many hearts. Don't get grounded, Ritlin. I know you like it. Don't get grounded. So you need to do your homework. Regardless of what company you use, do your homework, check their ethics on how they grow their products, how they do their products, how they harvest. If they have extended farms, how do their farms operate? Do they have the same requirements? Do they use pure therapeutic oils? Can you go over to their farms and see it? Or do you have to get a clearance? The place that I go to, I can just walk over there and go, and they will show you the entire farm to everybody. So you want to make sure, and they ain't trying to hold no secrets, okay? You need to do your homework. Number 8 is, if you are confused about essential oils and you want to start your health and wellness journey, but you're still a little bit overwhelmed with the whole concept of it, that is perfectly okay. Reach out to me. I would love to get you started on your health and wellness journey. I also am a part of a health and wellness group, in which when you get essential oils from me, I actually put you in that group of education, support, a supportive community. And of course, you have a direct contact with me, because I absolutely love what I do and shedding light on essential oils, because at the end of the day, you want to know, do essential oils work? The question is, yes, they do, but you have to be careful on where you buy and what you put in your body. You have to make sure it's from a good source, because all in all, what's the use of using an essential oil that's supposed to be pure and therapeutic if they grow the products or the plants in chemical-filled fertilizer? It defeats the purpose, right? So it doesn't make sense to say, okay, I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm going to live a health and wellness life. I'm going to do the very best that I can. And I'm going to use this and I'm going to do that. And then you find out they're growing the stuff in chemical filled land. Don't make no sense. That's why you need to do your homework. Do your homework. And if you want to talk more about this, we can talk more about this offline, private message me. But if you put a 1 down in the comments to let me know that you're out there and you want to talk more about essential oils, put a 1 down there, and then I will reach out to you and we can talk all things about essential oils. This week's theme is going to be all about essential oils. I'm sorry that this video was long. I meant to do 15 minutes or less, but we went on quite a bit. Maybe I should have split it up. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to actually continue this theme of essential oils, and we're going to talk about a topic of why do oil companies sell oils more cheaper? Because that's $1 million question as well. Many people as a consumer, we're trying to figure out, where can we go at, why is there such a price variation when in reference to essential oils? That's the big question. Does price really matter? And does the price affect the quality? We kind of already touched on that, but we're going to go a little bit more deeper in that tomorrow on why you see a lot of essential oils so cheap. And we already kind of touched on it. We're going to go a little bit deeper and we're going to talk about that topic tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching me today. I will be back here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about Why do oil companies sell oils more cheaply? And I'll try my very best to have another analogy for you, okay? So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. I hope that this information sheds some light on essential oils for you, and also encourage you to start your health and wellness journey with me or whomever you want to start it with. I much prefer it be me because I love to walk people through this process. It's what I do. I absolutely love it, and these products have truly changed my life. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a great rest of your day, okay? Bye.